Hello everyone. As you can tell from the title of this video, we are going to be tapping into the energies of the wonders of the world. In grammatical terms, the seven wonders of the world are just unique structures or occurrences or nuances, places that have been deemed extra valuable to those that roam the earth currently. And we as individuals have put our own spin on things, and people get creative and consider themselves the eighth wonder of the world. Things that may not be able to be explained, but just observed, absorbed, respected. Okay. And so I'm tapping into that energy here because Spirit brought this pick a card topic to me about the eight wonders of the world. And I kept seeing the number 8888, and hence these four groups here. Eight wonders of the world, eight wonders of the world, eight wonders of the world, eight wonders of the world. Okay, so this is just a fun topic to really dive into the esoteric energies that are surrounding you and your life. These are mystery messages for the most part. I'm not giving it any specific structure to say it has to go this way or that, because this reading has proven itself to be a wonder of the world itself. Okay, so here we are, 8888, the eighth wonder of the world, at least in your world. Okay, so we have group number 1 with the King of Coins. We have group number 2 with the Four of Swords. We have group number 3 with the Six of Cups. And we have group number 4 with the Tower. Again, considering this topic and it being very much open to Spirit's energies, we are going to say to pick as many groups as you feel guided to. Trust your intuition. You know when you're being greedy. You know when you're listening to your guidance. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The eighth wonder of your world. King of Coins, Four of Swords, Six of Cups, the Tower. And as usual, there is a TAYliens only section at the very end. For those of you that are subscribed to the channel, we will find out what messages need to come out for you in the subbies only. So, no long talking, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so group number 1 that resonates with the King of Coins that you see beneath the candle. Group number 1, I'm seeing that your eighth wonders of the world reading has to do with your contribution to gender roles in society or gender roles within yourself. And it seems as though there's some sort of combative energies between an early life predecessor. This could be a teacher, a guardian, a sibling that comes through with masculine energy. This could even be structure. This could even be society itself or specific regions of the world. But it has everything to do with some sort of discord amongst genders here. And I'm seeing that you are calling out the patriarchal stance on this. And this could even be, if it's not on a larger scale outside of you, this is about you recognizing within yourself that there are certain masculine expectations or rules or hindrances that are preventing you from being yourself. For some of you, this is even referring to gender changes here, sex changes, and that's only for who it is for. This can be, again, internal, realizing that you don't feel aligned with what you look like, and so you expand beyond your current limitations to see what you can do with current world resources, it seems. And then for those of you that don't resonate with the actual structure of your body, it's about structures within societies that have been getting us through, and some would say sustaining, but not for the betterment of society, just more so favoring the patriarchal aspect of it. Either way, there's some sort of dispute, discord between masculine energies, and the way that it's taken control of your life or stopped you from doing things or forced you to do certain things or made you feel as though you had to be kept out of certain aspects of life. For some of you, because of your region of the world that you're in and your current gender or your current status, society has shut you out of a specific realm that you've always wanted to be in, always wanted to explore. And I see that in this life, your eighth wonder of the world is somehow breaking out of those social norms and finding like-minded individuals that help you to break out of those social norms and create a whole new status here. I'm also hearing about socioeconomic status, so this could be something that literally changes your socioeconomic status in the world, or it could have something to do with a breakthrough in, I was getting the term femoral structures, a femoral triangle. And it's interesting that we have the Three of Cups here clarifying this as I came up with that term. Femoral structures, which definitely refers to the female organs, okay? Gender does not have to be so prominent in this reading. That's something to always consider about tarot, is that what I'm picking up could be parallel to something that is actually meaning to exist within your life. So it's up to you to find where it fits, if it fits, not to force and let it flow. But I am seeing here that whether this be on a massive scale in your own personal life or a massive scale across the nation, across the world, whatever this may be, I see that you set certain standards and regulations, and you are a voice for the voiceless. This could even be you creating a voice in a space that people didn't even know a voice needed to be had, needed to be heard. And there's going to be structures that shift and change and even open that door up to you again. There's something about a passageway opening up here due to whatever this is that you put your foot down with, that you stand against versus what you stand up for. With the security being clarified by the Treasure Island and the way that the cards came out, with the Treasure Island being in the reverse, it's kind of like a mirror effect of the security. Okay, it's like, although it may look like it's satiating people's hunger, it looks appealing, it looks pleasing, it actually results in a lesser value within the self. It causes the individual to be lost in the sauce, if you will, as opposed to building each individual up into a structure that can benefit all. I feel like you are going to be an advocate in a world of conformity and trends. You'll be an advocate for individualism in a interpersonal form, as opposed to feeling like everyone has to be the same to work together. You will be highlighting how differences can create different realms, different portals, different structures to build a more sustainable society for people's individualistic needs. Okay, so there's a lot of flexibility and fluidity in your eighth world reading that has a lot to do with where you stand in the world's eyes versus how you feel that you should stand in the world. Meaning people's expectations put on you versus your own expectations and desires for yourself. I see that you find a beautiful balance, and ultimately after the balance, you just kind of create a whole new, this term gets taken negatively, but a new world order, but I'm using it in the literal terms as opposed to what society has determined it to be. When I say new world order, I just literally mean a new worldly structure, a new world order. We shy away from this term, but really it just implies that there's change if we strip away the old meaning and just give each individual word a meaning and define it that way. It's literally just a new form of being, a new form of existing, a new secure structure that is, again, keeping the individual in mind here. Okay, so this could be, again, in your own life as an individual, you standing up for yourself and deciding to be as weird and quirky and cool as you want to be, despite who doesn't like it. For some of you, you doing this for yourself causes friction or division between you and some loved ones, or you and your friends, or you and a specific structure in the world, but somehow you find a way to make it work for both parties, whether this means that one party comes down from their high horse or both parties see eye to eye. Take it as it resonates. But either way, the eighth wonder of the world here has a lot to do with deconstructing patriarchal stances, means, perspectives, and even religions, and teaching reconsideration. This could even be, again, if it has to do with individuals in your life, maybe a guardian or a sibling or someone in your life who abuses their power in a patriarchal form, thinking that because they show up in a masculine form, that means that they are going to win, that means that they are the one to be heard. I'm seeing that here, that is all being reformed and showing the importance of each individual. It's almost like this concept of, if all we needed was patriarchy, if only men were important, then why are women here? And it's like, when you pose a question like that, you take away ego from it. You realize that everyone serves their individual purpose, and in the past, we've only been focusing on one purpose. And if we expand into multiple purposes for multiple different types of individuals, multiple different beings, then we can create a new status quo here, one that is appeasing and satiating to all who show up in every form of the sense. Okay, so this was your eighth wonder of the world reading. This could be applied to, again, a small scale or a large scale. It's up to you to determine how far you want to take this, but everything, literally everything, starts with you in your inner world and how you express your inner world externally. All right, so this is all that I have for you, group number one, that resonate with the King of Coins group. If you select another group, I will see you there. If you are a TAYlien, I will see you at the very end. But until next time, take care, be well. Group number two, that resonates with the Four of Swords here. Your eighth wonder of the world reading has everything to do with reform. This is school reform. This is uniforms, like actual uniforms, things that people wear. This could be contributions to fashion, contributions to different tools that people use, contributions to architectural formations. I'm seeing groundbreaking studies taking place here and contributing to many different walks of life through simple inventions or simple theories that are posed. Okay, and the way that it's really coming through to me is more so you create something for yourself, or you start a homeschooling, or you start some sort of farming, or you start some sort of architectural program, or you start some sort of something. And what you make for yourself starts off really small. You think that it's just, oh yeah, this is good for me. But then what you don't realize is that other people start to realize, oh, that's good for you, then maybe I should give it a try too. And it builds a legacy for you. There's something here that you create, that you invent for yourself, or you do this for yourself. For some of you, you start homeschooling your own kids in a specific way, and this ends up working out really, really, really well for you and yours, and it convinces by word of mouth and just people seeing, observing, and whatever the case may be. Maybe you share it online, but either way, people accept this. Okay, there's something about acceptance here. There's also a heavy emphasis on invention, though, no matter what realm it could be in, whether it's architecture, fashion, culture, spirituality, farming, currency, trading systems. There's something even coming through about like the value of art, the value of jewelry, the value of this, the value of that, and ways that you can monetize certain values, or this could even be you showing the world that there is value in something that we never valued before, which would create a whole new path. Okay, it's almost as if like people didn't think that it was important to teach agriculture, but now that you've got an agricultural study or something like this going on, now you've created a realm, a portal, opportunity for more people to be blessed, be graced by teaching this as well. It's like you almost create a whole new job or something like this, a whole new way of making money, or a whole new way of embracing our yin and our yang energies. This is definitely coming through as yin though, because of this Four of Swords that's driving the reading beneath the candle. It lets me know that this is something that's done from your restful state, or something that you can, like, as they would say, do in your sleep, or something that you were simply born to do. Like, this would be talking about monetizing natural gifts and abilities, and this actually being recognized as something true and valuable and tangible, and it leads to some sort of legacy here. It doesn't matter how it starts, it's going to end in a legacy. It could start by maybe you just start making turbans, and then it turns into you making and selling and creating all kinds of things in spiritual stores and things of that nature, or even books. Okay, but either way, there's something here that you shine light on, that you just simply prove that is true for elevation in life, literally by leading your life through example. And then there are people that want to come up under you as like mentees, or as your prodigies, to follow in your footsteps, to follow suit, to do the same as you. I'm seeing you could have like online courses or retreats or anything along those lines that people end up being drawn to. In the Page of Coins, you can see that there's these two animals with this person, with this individual, and then right beneath that, it's like this old dog that's teaching this entire society, all these children. Whatever this is, it's something that grows organically, naturally, and definitely unexpectedly. Something that you just simply found joy in, and then other people see it's heavy emphasis on how it benefited you, or how it benefits you, and how it comes so naturally to you, and then people try it and they start to understand the process. Okay, there's a lot of emphasis on intuition and gifts and neurological sciences. This could even have to do with breakthroughs in brain study, brain research. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm getting like School of the Arts. School of the Arts. But when I said School of the Arts, I was actually picturing people like levitating and like Wingardium Leviosa, like witching schools. It doesn't have to be labeled as witching, because again, it's just coming through as natural gifts and abilities. I feel like there's a reform in the way that people perceive or interpret certain gifts and abilities, and you have to do with this shift, and it becomes a new societal standard, a new societal form or structure here. This could even be like, you know how they have college courses created based on theories, based on rappers, based on musicians, the list goes on. There could literally be a whole new realm that is created because of whatever it is that your contribution kind of opens people's eyes to see. It's definitely got to do with the collective consciousness and advancing and ascending in a way that is beneficial for all, and is definitely something that you just kind of bump into unexpectedly. This is not something that you should have to feel the need to go out and hunt for. With the Three of Wands and the High Priestess, it's like you literally just like do this in your sleep. And you wake up the next day, execute what you saw in your sleep, and it gets you one step further. It's almost as if you've cracked the codes to advancing on a board game or something, and it's like you get the codes in your sleep, and then you wake up ready to advance to the next level, and you're constantly growing, constantly changing, constantly evolving. And it has everything to do with seeing the blessed opportunities right before you, whether it's a challenge or something that you would view as giving you a leg up in this life. All right, so this is your eighth wonder of the world reading. Okay, this is birthing legacies through sudden realizations. Okay, so follow your intuition, and this is all that I have for you guys. If you are a TAYlian, I will see you at the very end of this reading, but if not, take care, be well. Bye. All right, so for those of you that resonate with the Six of Cups reading below the Aries card, the Aries candle, this is your reading, and I'm seeing that your eighth wonder of the world reading. First of all, Some of you, group number threes, could definitely be drawn to group number two, but I could see why some people in group number two would not be drawn to group number three. So it's more of like you may have resonated with three first and then wanted to jump back to two. That's a big one coming through here, because it has a lot to do with restoration of innocence. This has a lot to do with rejected individuals in society that, for whatever reason, their childhood circumstances didn't provide them with the love, the nurturance, the care, the guidance that they needed. And you happen to come into their life at a time where all energies of innocence, all hope is just kind of non-existent, or it's just detached from reality, to where these would be troubled individuals, usually more youthful. And even if they're not youthful, they're just naturally stuck in their youthful ways. They could be middle-aged or in their 70s, 80s, still acting out of childish ways. And it's because they never had the structure, the guidance, the love, but most importantly, the patience that they needed. And for whatever reason, you apply exactly what is needed. You may find yourself in situations where you really resonate with it's usually the bad guy who's actually the victim, but they've embraced the bad guy role. And instead of talking out their issues, they just embraced being, as we keep saying, the bad guy here. But for whatever reason, you come into their life and, again, apply the level of patience that is required for them to become open and receptive to love after cracking through that shell that has been formed for however long in their life, okay? Or a shell that had never even been cleaned off or addressed ever. It's kind of like giving this energy of like a shell, like a sea creature's shell that has a lot of barnacles and just extra growth on it, and it just needs to be cleared off, taken away, to expose vulnerability, to expose ingenuity, to expose value within the self, as opposed to embracing this concept of, oh yes, I'm the bad guy, I'm the villain. You more so take it from the approach of, I am misunderstood in this way, and accepting that life tried to turn them into a victim, but somewhere along the way they allowed themselves to be painted as the bad guy or as the villain. So their misunderstandings turned into their wrongdoings, if you will. These are for individuals that people just kind of see no way out. I'm definitely picking up on, in the court of law, individuals that just, those people that the system most likely just give up on, usually the youth, and just kind of like toss them to the side and write them off as like whatever super villain they are in society. But you could be the type to take them in and help them to reform or redefine or reconfigure their life here. This could be, with this truth card, it could be through religious practices, studies, or standings, or psychological studies, standings, research, okay? Whatever this is, it's all about restoring innocence, where people feel like in the Between Worlds card, they feel as though this is expected of them, and so they have to dwell in this energy even if it's not who they truly are. Again, they've convinced themselves that by life trying to victimize them, they had to turn into the supervillain instead of embracing their differences and allowing themselves to crumble inward to be rebuilt. They just kind of built on a faulty foundation, and it causes a lot of trouble in their lives. Okay, so again, you could be drawn to individuals that are more troubled. Okay, and this could be younger individuals. It doesn't have to be. Again, they could be older than you. They could be nearly on their way out of here, but they still have those childish ways that they just can't seem to see past or see beyond. Again, you apply the patience to get them to see the truth that yes, you are misunderstood, but being misunderstood doesn't mean that you have to immediately jump to the dark side and never return to the light again, okay? This is a concept of redemption is possible, okay? I really pick up on this energy of sorrow and regret, okay? And you bring in this essence of redemption. This does not have to be a religious standpoint. It can be for some of you. You could literally be leaders of a church to help people embrace their past and use it to fuel them moving forward with love, as opposed to feeling as though they are in debt to life for all of their wrongdoings. Redemption is a really big one. Reform and redemption are the main messages coming through in your eighth wonders of the world. You may contribute to some major breakthroughs, whether this is with one person in your life or this could be many people in your life. With the Seven of Cups clarified by the High Priestess, I do feel as though that this is going to be a natural flowing process where you may start to notice after a while that you kind of recognize certain spiritual lessons and tests where you're like, this is another one of my quote unquote students. And this is not to turn you into some sort of narc that feels like everyone that comes into your life is supposed to learn something from you. I mean, we all learn from each other. Even in this eighth wonder reading, you will still learn just as much from these quote unquote troubled individuals as they will from you. But I am getting to this level of recognition here where you mature so much to the point where you realize why you are so patient with certain individuals, but you're also able to keep your boundaries, keep your distance to radiate the amount of positivity that they need without disrupting your own peace, without disrupting your own inner balances, okay? But again, this is about the restoration of innocence, reformation, and peace. All right, so this is your Eighth Wonders of the World reading. Let me know in the comment section down below if you are combining this reading with any other readings. I would love to know. If you are a TAYlien, I will see you at the very end of this reading so that we can tap into our TAYliens / subbies only section. But without further ado, I'm off to the next group. Bye. All right, so group number 4, there is a sanitation truck outside. If you hear some extra noise, that's what's going on, but we are going to progress anyway. All right, so your Eighth Wonders of the World reading is talking about your contribution to philosophical theories and the highlights within the realm of actions and their consequences, okay? I'm seeing that your Eighth Wonders reading is really centered around, first of all, relation to group number 1 with the King of Pentacles reading. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that if you chose group number 4 to definitely revisit group number 1 because there are some repeating cards in a very transformative message and lesson when it comes to mirroring and self-reflection and turning yourself into the chess master of life. That's really what's coming through here. You guys could really contribute to a lot of life stories when it comes to maybe starting off kind of reckless in life and then seeing that you did not like where that got you and how it turned you into a wiser individual. So what I'm getting from this is that you will be some sort of motivational speaker, some sort of writer, some sort of artist, some sort of teacher, for some of you, some sort of chef, some sort of cook, some sort of something. You create something very beautiful from some less than favorable starting points in your life. For some of you, you may have led a very destructive life, and in the beginning you may have been in and out of jail or in and out of homes or in and out of relationships, in and out. There's something about just in and out energies, and it caused a lot of wounds, a lot of worry, a lot of tension. For some of you, it even caused homelessness. This could be the results of addictions or just putting yourself in harm's way by way of the people that you choose to associate with, but it immediately turns you into this King of Swords, Two of Swords energy, someone who's very decisive, someone who is very much in tune with their third eye and can see through a situation before the situation is even had. With leadership and being reflected as blessed in the reverse, I'm seeing that there's definitely difficult lessons that don't feel so much as blessings, but they turned you into this King of Swords energy, the type that can literally take charge of any situation. Like literally when the tower is tumbling down, you are still this King of Swords in every aspect of the way, because you were the tower so many times in your own life that once you learned from those towers and became better from those towers, now when the tower falls, you can direct other people on how to make their way through said tower moments, okay? So your Eighth Wonders of the World reading has a lot to do with the phenomenon of karma, the phenomenon of Akashic records, of, again, actions and consequences, with what your actions lead to in your life, what your lack of actions can steer you away from in life, okay? There's just a lot of philosophical energy in regards to what certain choices, decisions, and movements can do, and how that can change your life for the better or for the worse, whichever way you decide to flip the coin. And it's interesting that we talk about flipping the coin because we have the Two of Coins and the Two of Swords here. The Two of Coins is clarifying the Nine of Wands. It's in a situation where it's like you are literally dead center in the middle of a toxic situation as a result of whatever decision that you decided to make. You're not a fan of this consequence and you have to think your way out of it, as opposed to being the King of Swords, who is clarified by the Two of Swords. This is a situation where you are still in control. This is the phenomenon addressed from the aspect of thinking before you act. Even if you feel like you know what you should be doing, it's still the process of thinking about it before you take action, so that you can always have the upper hand in a situation. Again, chess, not checkers. Thinking about certain outcomes and scenarios in a structured way that doesn't lead to unnecessary anxieties, but that definitely does help you to grow from whatever place that you came from, to then see clear as day the North Star in the sky that is leading you to whatever it is that you're meant to be led to. But this has a lot to do with maybe being in much less than favorable circumstances that you most likely got yourself into based on who you decide to interact with. That's a big one that comes through here, is like who you decide to interact with, and then maneuvering your way through. And it's definitely a result of difficulty that you don't want to experience again. So you boss up, if you will, okay? And again, the phenomenon here is that you are going to be sharing this in some way that is very helpful to the people that will absorb the information, that will absorb the knowledge here. For a lot of you, this could also have to do with just what imagination can really do for you, with the Knight of Wands holding on to this spoon here and then transforming into this King of Swords with a sword in hand. There's just a lot of transformative energy from wood, turning that passion into structure with swords. You literally go from wands to swords. The entire reading is about Knight of Wands to the Eight of Wands to the Nine of Wands, all of the passion that gets you into this sticky situation, hence the Two of Coins, looking for that structure, looking for that balance in the real 3D world, because the passion got you into a less than favorable circumstance, but it turns you into the swords aspects of this reading, turning your own downfalls or your own quick wit, or your whatever. It's not even quick wit, it's more of what's the word that I'm looking for? Oh my gosh, impulsions, turning them into your strengths as opposed to your weaknesses, because at one point they definitely were weaknesses and caused many towers, but you found the balance within the situations. That, even though I'm really getting that the main focus here is that your passions, your impulsive decisions really got you into some sticky situations, but it's the way that you dig yourself out of those sticky situations and become wiser from them. It's like this energy of I might stumble, but even in the middle of stumbling, I refuse to fall, and you find your footing. And it's like, dang, how did you find your footing when you were just stumbling at that rate? Okay. And it's, again, about how you share this story, this lesson, this phenomenon with the world, all right? So this is all that I have for you for your 8 Wonders of the World reading. Leave love in the comment section down below. Let me know how this resonated for you. And if you are a TAYlien, I will see you at the very end of this reading. But without further ado, until next time, take care, be well, bye. All right, so TAYliens, your reading is led by the Magician that you see beneath the Aries candle that's burning. And your 8th Wonder of the World reading is very intriguing, very interesting in regards to your stance in the world, your view of yourself versus the world, and resources, most specifically other people's resources here. Your Eighth Wonders reading is very interesting because it's referring to the power that you have on your own is so much more grand than the power that others seem to have in groups and masses together. The way that I'm seeing this reading is the top row is one accord. It takes 3 individuals to have 10 wands and 4 coins, while you're at the bottom row. It takes this one individual with 5 wands and 8 coins to still get to the same place, to still see eye to eye. Yet there's still some sort of disconnect here. There's like this energy of people that may look like they have more actually feel less than. But there's a battle of energies here, because it's like they need 3 individuals to have double your wands, while you have one individual half of their wands, which shows that you have more alone than they do alone. If you were to separate these 3 and separate their 3 wands, they wouldn't even have 4 whole wands on their own, while you have 5 whole wands on your own. And then it takes 3 of them to have 4 coins, meaning maybe one of them has 2 while the other 2 have 1, or maybe each one has 1 coin, and then that 4th coin is split into thirds. Okay, but there's something about distribution of power. There's something about Scorpio energy, other people's resources. This is about you recognizing how massive of an asset you truly are, how much weight your name actually holds. And this is what your journey to enlightenment beholds for you. This soulmates card at the base of this reading really shows me that it's going to take you several cycles, several lifetimes within this lifetime. When I say lifetimes, I mean like certain chapters in your life. Like, not saying that you have to end in this life and then go on to the next one and then go on to the next one and you finally get it. No. It's ending one chapter of your life here and then finally getting into a new chapter, and then you realize a little bit more of your value, and then you close that chapter out and then you realize even more of your value, then you close that chapter out and then you realize even more of your value. This is all in this lifetime here, where you are growing into your value here. Excuse me. And this is not to poop on anyone else about what they're able to do with their own resources in combination with others, but this is a story about you, and I think that that's what this reading is really about. The eighth wonder here is why you stand out so much, why you hold more weight, and you are literally being enlightened through every single discovery to see a little bit more. Your eighth wonder is truly about your own value, your own sense of self, your own experience as an individual in connection to the Most High. And this is, again, not to like say that anyone else is less valuable than you, but again, this is about you. Everyone goes through different cycles in their life. I just really am picking up on this energy of you being more of an advanced soul than those around you, hence this soulmates card that is standing out to me. I feel as though it's going to take you several cycles, as I said, throughout this lifetime to recognize how much weight your name actually holds, because of how many cycles you close out and how many names yours outweighs. It's like a list of 8 names still doesn't hold the same amount of weight as my TAYliens name on the list. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's going to take you, I have to keep saying, many cycles and meeting many different individuals to recognize this. And for whatever reason, this is your eighth wonder of the world, to recognize your power, to recognize why you stand out. you may feel like an outsider, and it's like you question your weight, you question your value, because you're like, if I'm so valuable, if I'm so this, why do I feel ostracized? But it's because if you were to add your 5 wands and your 8 coins to your, this is what you have on your own. Let me keep reminding you of this. If you were to add your own 5 wands and your own 8 coins to a mix of 3 people's 10 wands and 3 people's 4 coins, when it all comes tumbling down, when it comes to the end all be all, they're going to try to take you for all that you've got. So then you'll end up with even less than before. This is about individual value and what you can do with that. And this is mainly a message of quality over quantity. This is definitely a life cycle where you will experience some seasons where you feel lonely. And again, it has to do with you knowing your worth and knowing that you bring more to the table than 3 individuals combined. And 3 individuals combined is just a random number that we're throwing out here because we happen to have the 3 of Cups here. But this could be with one other person, or you versus 10 other people. You still hold more weight. This life is about you gathering however many rocks, boulders, gems that it takes to balance out the scale to see how much you really weigh. And through observation, you will see that you hold more weight than the average Joe, if you will. And again, this is not a life to compare, but for whatever reason, this is your bag that you need to be in this lifetime, is to see your value. And this is all that I have for you, TAYliens. I'm sending you so much love, so much life. Let me know what other readings you chose, TAYliens, and I will see you guys in the comment section. Bye.